Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Rabbi zidni ilma. O Lord, increase us in knowledge. Assalamu alaikum dear students. I'm your teacher Raksa Faisal and I'm going to teach you the subject of science. This is going to be the sixth and the last lecture of our third week. And the topic is which we have already been covered. It's living things and their environment. Okay, dear students, we have read about adaptation in animals in our previous lecture, but now we will read about the adaptations in plants in our today's lecture. We all know that we need plants, and plants play a very important role in our environment. All living things in the world, they depend directly or indirectly on plants for their food. Plants grow in all shapes and sizes, and some plants grow in hot, dry deserts where there is little water, and other grow in or near water. All the plants on the earth make up the plant kingdom overall. And plants in one place can be quite different from those in other place. This is because each place or environment is different. The climate is not the same everywhere. It is much warmer along the coasts and at sea level than it is high up in the mountains. The soil is not the same either. Plants which grow in water are called aquatic plants. Aquatic plants are important for animal life. Insects and birds feed on them. They provide a resting place and a shelter for the thousands of tiny creatures which live underwater and on the surface of the water. We will read about the adaptation in plants which are fitted, most suitable for the specific environment. Plants that grow in very cold places, they have needle-like leaves to help reduce water loss and survive snowy conditions. They make seeds inside cones. Plants that grow in very hot places, they have thick fleshy stems which can store water. Their leaves are very tiny. They have very deep roots to reach out for water. They have hard, waxy cords and thorns for protection. So we can say, but that the plants they are also growing according to according to their physical features which are suitable in the specific environment. So keep this thing in your mind while whenever you are reading about the topic of adaptation, that adaptation is the compatibility between something. Like, as I have already told you in our previous lecture, that was with specific regard to the animals, and now we have read about the plants, that they are also physically featured. They have also adopted some physical main basic features which help them to survive better in cold places or hot places. So this is something we need to understand about the plants as well. So, my dear students, we have done with our unit number 4, living things and their environment. We have read about the biosphere, the environment, the elements of the biosphere, then the living organism types, then plants, producers, consumers, food chain, food web. Then we have read about the process of adaptations in animals and in plants. So we just have covered up our whole topic and whole unit in these all 6 lectures. And now we are coming up with the exercise holy solely. So in on page number 51 on your book, it's the topic words to learn. You just have to learn the meaning of these difficult words: environment, biosphere, food chain, food web, and adaptation. I have told you in detail what does it mean by all these terms. So hopefully you have gone through all that, all those lectures which I have delivered based on these topics. So just review those and review your concepts again and try to learn them correctly. So, students, on your book page number 51, here is given a concept map. What is the reason or purpose of a concept map? A concept map basically tells you about the whole unit, that the whole unit consists on these topics, and you will have to make sure that these specific topics are coming under the this main topic. Like for example, environment and biosphere is the main topic, and water, air, minerals, and light and temperature, they comes under the main topic of environment and biosphere. These five are the part of this topic. Then there is another topic which is living things, right? We are basically dividing the unit living things and their environment into two categories, or two steps, or two kinds, you can say. That one is living thing and the other one is environment. Environment is being divided into further five steps, and living thing is being divided into further more steps or factors. In living things, we have consumers, we have producers, and obviously plants are producers. Whenever you are hearing or reading or learning about the producers, keep this thing in your mind that plants will be the producers because they will produce the food, and animals and human beings would be the consumers because they consume the food which is being made by the plants or producers. Then there are the types of animals, that they are the carnivores because they only eat flesh, and herbivore, they only eat the vegetables. But we being human beings, we uh, eat both flesh, meat also, and the plant. We are vegetable eater also, so we are omnivores. Then in living things there is another category which is called decomposers, in which we have read about fungi, bacteria, that is the very tiny creature of this earth. So basically, the concept map tells you about the whole unit that is being divided into furthermore steps, and the specific topic comes under that specific topic. That's it. In precision, you can say that concept map basically clears your concepts. Okay, dear students, now open up your book, page number 54. It's question number 5. Use the food chains below to create a food web. You have to draw a food web on your notebooks. You try to keep this thing in your mind, which I have already told you, that food web is a type of or a link between so many food chains. For example, lettuce is a plant which is being eaten by a rabbit. Rabbit is being eaten by a fox, and fox is being eaten by hawk. Then grass. Grass is being eaten by grasshopper, then lizard, then fox, then lettuce, grasshopper, lizard, hawk. These are three different chains, but try to interlink them in shape of a food web. That what does it mean by a food web? Remind or recall the lecture which I have been delivered on this specific topic, food web, and then try to attempt this question on your own in your notebooks, dear students. Okay, dear students, we have covered our unit number 4, Alhamdulillah, and hopefully you all have gone through the unit very carefully. And as I have always told you in my classrooms, that try to be a good listener. When you are a good listener, you will be able to learn even more in your life. Okay, and when you will have done with the whole unit and exercise and all that which we have covered in our all these lectures, try to give a thorough reading of the unit itself so that your concepts would be more clear with specific regard to this unit, as I always prefer to do in my classrooms physically. So at the end of this unit, you will be able to understand it in a better way. For today's homework, you just read page number 50 and go through the words to learn on page 50 of your book. Then do understand the concept map on page number 50 again, and do attempt question number 5 on your book's page number 54.